Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn English Naturally. This is the podcast where we talk about real, interesting topics to help you improve your listening and vocabulary. I'm your host, Noah.
And I'm Eloise. It is wonderful to be here with you all today.
Today, we have a very special episode. We are talking about something that is all around us every single day. We are talking about technology, specifically how it is changing our daily lives right now.
Yes, Noah, this is a perfect topic for our listeners because technology is global. It affects everyone, no matter where you live.
Right.
And because technology changes so fast, we often don't stop to think about it.
Exactly. We just use it. So in this episode, we will talk about how dependent we are on our devices.
Okay.
We will talk about artificial intelligence, or AI, and we will discuss how technology changes the way we learn.
It sounds like a busy episode. So listeners, get comfortable, grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's begin.
Let's start with the morning routine. Eloise, think about your morning today. What was the first thing you did when you woke up?
Well, honestly, I turned off the alarm on my phone, and then I stayed in bed for 5 minutes and checked my messages.
I think most of us do that. I read a report recently from a website called reviews.org. They found that Americans check their phones over 140 times a day.
Wow, 140 times? That is a huge number.
It is. It means we check our phones roughly every 6 or 7 minutes while we are awake. Does that surprise you?
Ideally, it should surprise me, but actually, no. It feels normal now. We use our phones for everything.
Right.
It isn't just for calling people anymore. It is our map, our bank, our weather station, and our entertainment.
That is the key word, normal. Technology has become invisible. We don't notice it until it breaks. For example, my refrigerator connects to the internet.
Your refrigerator?
Yes, it can tell me if I leave the door open. It sends a message to my phone.
That is very convenient, but it is also a little funny. We have become very dependent on these convenient things. Do you think this dependence is a bad thing, Noah?
That is a difficult question. On one hand, it saves so much time. I remember when I had to go to the physical bank to send money. It took an hour. Now I do it in 10 seconds on an app.
So we save time, but what do we do with that extra time? Usually we just spend more time looking at screens.
Right.
I saw some data from a company called Backlinko that says the average person in the world spends about 6 hours and 40 minutes looking at screens every day.
Almost 7 hours? That is almost a full-time job.
It is, and that is the danger. Technology is helpful, but it can take away our attention. We stop looking at the real world and we only look at the digital world.
I see what you mean. We are more connected to information, but maybe less connected to the people sitting right next to us.
Exactly.
But Eloise, there is one specific technology that everyone is talking about this year: artificial intelligence.
Yes, AI. It is the hot topic.
For a long time, AI was just in science fiction movies. It was robots taking over the world. But now it is real, and some people are nervous. They ask, will a robot take my job?
It is normal to be nervous about new things, but we need to understand what AI actually is. It isn't a human brain. It is a tool. It predicts things based on data.
Can you give us a simple example?
Sure. Think about Netflix or Spotify. When you finish a movie, Netflix suggests a new one. It says, because you watched this, you might like that. That is AI. It looks at what you did in the past to help you in the future. Exactly.
In fact, a study by a group called Exploding Topics found that about 66% of people use AI tools regularly, but many of them don't even realize it.
That makes it sound less scary. It's just a helper, like a very smart calculator.
Right, but the new AI, like ChatGPT, is more powerful. It can write emails, translate languages, and even create images.
This is where the fear comes from. If a computer can write an email, do we need humans?
Of course we do. AI is fast, but it doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have life experience. It can write a grammar-perfect email, but it might not understand the emotion of the situation. It needs a human to guide it.
So the future isn't about humans versus machines. It is about humans working with machines.
Precisely. The people who will succeed in the future are the ones who learn how to use these tools. They won't be replaced by AI. They will be replaced by other humans who know how to use AI better than they do.
That is a very powerful point. It is not the technology that replaces you, it is your lack of skill. Which brings us to our next big topic, learning. How is technology changing education?
Oh, this is my favorite subject. Think about how your parents learned English, Noah.
They probably had a textbook. They went to a classroom 2 times a week, and if they wanted to hear English, they had to buy a cassette tape.
It was very limited. You had to be in a specific place at a specific time. But today, learning is on demand.
On demand. That means you can get it whenever you want.
Yes, if you want to learn how to cook pasta at 2 a.m., you can watch a YouTube video.
Right.
If you want to listen to American English while you drive to work, you can listen to a podcast like this one. The classroom is everywhere now.
This sounds wonderful, but is there a downside? Is there a negative part?
There is a big challenge. The challenge is focus. Because there is so much information, it is easy to get distracted. You start watching an English lesson, but then you see a funny video of a cat, and suddenly you have lost 20 minutes.
I am guilty of that. The internet is designed to distract us.
So the new skill we need to learn isn't just how to find information, it is how to filter information. We have to choose good sources and ignore the bad ones. It isn't about sitting in a school for 50 years. It is about keeping your brain active. It means you never stop being curious. You are always learning a new skill, a new hobby, or a new language. Because the world changes too fast now. The job you have today might change completely in 5 years because of technology. If you stop learning, you get left behind.
That makes sense. I actually saw a statistic from LinkedIn that said people who engage in continuous learning get 30% more engagement from employers. Companies want people who can learn.
They do, and it is good for your health, too. Studies show that learning new things keeps your brain healthy as you get older. It's like exercise for your mind.